In Theme Park Tycoon 2, people always make parks that are from movies, but some of the movies are just reused over and over again, like Jurassic Park and Star Wars are always being made in Theme Park Tycoon 2. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 15 movie ideas that are unique and that nobody else has done before. First one's going to be Marvel. For this one, there's so much you can do for Marvel. You can make an entire city. I have not seen too many Marvel things. I've maybe seen one singular Marvel park. So you can just dedicate a whole park to Marvel. Maybe you can make a section for each of the people. So you can do like an Iron Man section. You can make like a Spider-Man section and just have one section for each of the Marvel superheroes. Next up, we've got Stranger Things. You could have like an underground place on the left side of the park, or even actually make it underground. And this could be super cool because you can make the underground super dark and just have like a red light. So it's like a red mood. And you can just have like vines going everywhere, kind of like in the show. You can even make all of the monsters on the upper ground so then it looks like all the monsters are just taking over the city. And you can build the entire city of Hawkins in the top floor and even have some of the characters in it too. There could be a ride starting at the top and then going to the underground, going through all the monsters. That would be so cool. Next up, we've got the Grinch. I think I am the only person that's ever made a Grinch theme park. They have those really weird shaped buildings, and then they have the Grinch mountain where he lives. I did not actually make the inside of the mountain where he lives, so you could easily do that, and nobody has done that ever in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Next up, we've got a Minions one. I have seen a couple Minions ones, but I've never seen a really good Minions recreation in Theme Park Tycoon 2. But you can make Gru's house and just the little houses on the sides of it, and then you can make a whole ride of just the Minions through like a journey or something. You can even build the car that Gru drives, and in Gru's house you can build the entire underground layer for the Minions. Next up, we've got the Book of Life.
What?
Next up, we've got the Book of Life. This one has really colorful scenery, and it's just super cool, and the environment is just so cool in there, and it's all nighttime, and there's like a whole city with a lot of like neon lights and stuff. That would be really cool to recreate all of those little things, and they even have like statues of things, which would be so cool to make. Next up, we've got WreckIt Ralph. I have never in my life seen a WreckIt Ralph park in Theme Park Tycoon 2, and this will be so cool because there's so many different games you can make, and you can have a section dedicated to each of the games that you see in WreckIt Ralph. The main front area could even be the arcade that you see, and then behind all of it you could get into the games, and there could be just the games of the arcade area that you basically go into the arcade machines and it like takes you into one of the games. This would be so cool because you can have a different section for each of the games, and it can have so much variety because all the games are so different. Next up, we've got a Godzilla one. This one could have the two Godzilla monsters. I've only seen one Godzilla park in Theme Park Tycoon 2, so you can make a Godzilla and you can make the other monsters that he fights, and you can make the super cool city. You can even make them standing in like the water, and they could be just like destroying the entire city. That would be so cool. Or it can even have the ending part of Godzilla where they have all of like the greenery everywhere and all the city is full of green stuff. Next up, we've got a King Kong one. I've only seen about one of the King Kong parks ever. For this one, you can make King Kong and then have him on the entire island and just have a coaster going around King Kong and into some caves and stuff. You can even make some helicopters going around him. That would be so cool. They've even got some different kind of areas on the island from the movie. You can just build those different areas that you see in the movie. Next up, we can combine those last two movie ideas we had, and we can do Godzilla versus King Kong. We can even have two of the monsters from Godzilla and King Kong just going against each other. It could even be a city and an island, and just have the park split in half with the city on one side and the island on the other for King Kong. Next up, we've got a Monsters Inc. park. I have never seen a Monsters Inc. park in Theme Park Tycoon 2, and you can make the entire building of the Monsters Inc. with all of the doors around. You can even get some ideas from the Monsters Inc. ride they have in one of the Disney parks. They have all the doors going around, and they have a lot of the monsters. You can just make images of the monsters and have them around, and you can even make the doors lead to certain rooms where the monsters have to scare the kids. Next up, we've got the Lorax. I have never seen a Lorax park, and you can make all the Lorax trees. You can even make the little town they have and all the people they have, and there's even like a scary little area in the Lorax where they have that house with the one guy in it, and you can make that entire thing. That would be so cool, and it would be so cool to have all those trees in the background of the Lorax, and it really wouldn't even be that hard to make. Next up, we have Zootopia. A Zootopia park would be so cool. In the movie, they have an entire city for it, and you can just make some animals just all around the city, kind of like a normal city, but just with animals all around. You can also make the farm area that the bunny lives in. You can have the field, you can have some vegetables growing and stuff, and just have like a cool little farm, and then next to it have the entire city, or even have a road leading to the big city. Next up, we've got a Lego movie park. If you've seen the Lego movie, Basically, they have just a ton of Lego stuff everywhere. It would be kind of hard to make everything look like it's Lego, but it would actually be worth it. They even have a ton of different places they go in the second Lego movie. They have that one land where it's all like pink and there's rainbow stuff everywhere. They go through a ton of different Lego places, and you can make those different Lego places maybe like all together in a ride. That would be a really cool park. Next up, we've got a Cars park. For this one, you can take ideas from the Disney park that has the Cars area. You can make all of Radiator Springs with all the buildings, and you can have that one gas station, and you can even make all of the cars from the movie. And then you can even have a ride going through all of like the Radiator Springs things, or you can even have a ride going through like all of like the desert stuff they have in the movie. And you can even make a huge racetrack where the cars can go around, and that could even be a ride, like a racetrack ride. The last idea I have is Incredibles. I've never ever seen an Incredibles park in Theme Park Tycoon 2. I think this is from Incredibles 2, where they have that one area where it's like a whole jungle, and then there's like things fighting them in the jungle, and then there's a huge layer in the jungle. And then you could even make the city from Incredibles, or even just the house from the Incredibles. You could even have that one giant robot that's fighting them in the main city at the end of the movie. Okay, that's gonna be all 15 of these ideas for movies. If you want a part 2, go down and like this video, and maybe we can make a part 2. Also, thank you for all the people in my Discord for giving me these ideas. Most of these ideas came from my Discord, and if you're not in that Discord yet, make sure to go click the link in the description. It's probably the first link in the description to go to my Discord. Make sure to go subscribe down below if you like these ideas videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.